Top of the morning. It's not morning. Hey, 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 hey. So imagine a scenario. Let's say you're a person that has grown up or has had to come up with a lot of obstacles. Rather that be some type of learning disability. Maybe you weren't the brightest in class. Maybe you just weren't, quote unquote, the smartest person in the room. But you just tried to keep up the best you could. You know, you had obstacles, faults. Maybe you didn't speak clearly. Maybe you weren't the best talker. And in spite of all of that, of all those obstacles thrown at you, you still make an effort to portray yourself as a decent person. You try to be a decent person. Not that you're even really trying to portray yourself as a decent person, but you're just trying to be a decent person because you know what it's like to be shit on. To be treated as less than human almost. You know what it's like to be the last person picked for the dodgeball team. So you don't want to make somebody else feel like that. That might be a terrible analogy, but some of you might feel that because you might have been that kid who was like the last one to be picked to be on either team. You know what I mean? Like nobody wanted to pick that kid. You were that kid. You might know what I mean by that. You know that gut-wrenching feeling of just not being respected, of, you know, just it almost feels like below underdog, like just the person that nobody believes in, that, you know, like nobody expects you to, you know, have it together. You get the point. In spite of it all, you have this desire to try and be a decent person. And because of that, people look at you as a lesser for it. They might not necessarily say it, but you can feel it almost in the way they treat you. They play with your intelligence. You know, it's the little petty things you start to notice. Maybe it's possibly just something simply of your imagination, but you know, it could also be something else. You just feel it. You just feel it in your heart. You know, like they just don't take you seriously almost. They think you're naive. To put it simply, really, they mistake your kindness for a weakness. It's the mistaken kindness. I had a friend in community college, my brother, love him to death. It's my brother. And, you know, we kind of had a little friend group going on while we were all going to school together. And I remember this one time, you know, we're all kicking it, waiting for the one particular friend I was just talking about a second ago. He hadn't shown up yet, but he was on his way. Me and the other guys were kicking it, talking, and him and another guy had been brought up. One of my other friends had made the statement that they felt like my friend in particular, the one I'm talking about, was a bit slow. You know, was a bit slow. He didn't quite understand things as well as, you know, you typically should. I completely disagreed. In fact, I said that to him. I completely disagreed. I knew my friend. You see, my friend, there was a bit of a disconnect from him and most people because he was simply from a different country. You know what I mean? He spoke English, but, you know, there was kind of a barrier between, you know, most American people and then from where he came from. You know, it was just kind of, he may have struggled with that, but, you know, a beyond intelligent, an extremely smart person is just, you know, when there's that disconnect, it's mistaken for, oh, he's just a little slow. He's not, you know, he just doesn't get it. But, you know, like, he's still this extremely intelligent person. There may be a bit of a language barrier or a pronunciation barrier, but, you know, he's still a respectable, decent, intelligent person. Like, and he should be treated as such. I have felt this before myself in my own speech struggles, because I've struggled with speech my entire life. So the friend in question that I was talking about a second ago ended up going to the military, doing everything he needed to do to, accomplish his goals, and that succeeded, killed it, ended up finishing his college degree, getting to graduate. Like, he did all these amazing things. He's in a completely different state now, living his best life, got him a girlfriend. Like, he's every obstacle they placed on him, because maybe he talked a bit slower, that you didn't understand them quite as well. Like, he surpassed that. He did everything that he needed to do to prove them wrong. He's the best. He's the best version of himself that he could possibly be. He's somebody that inspired me, and that's just beautiful to think about. And it really proves that point. You can't be so closed-minded on your perception of people that you don't completely understand. It's not always all about you. It's not always surrounding you and how you think about people and how your ideals of a person are. Like, you can do whatever you want to. You can succeed in any goal if you push yourself, no matter your obstacles. I believe that. Now, of course, I might backtrack. And say, like, you lost a leg and you wanted to be a basketball player. I mean, it's possible, but it's a lot fucking harder. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't let what these people, ignorant people, say about you and, like, your perception of you. Maybe if you speak slower, maybe if you process things a bit slower, you shouldn't let a person's perception of you, like, stop you in your tracks from doing whatever you need to do. I'm speaking to whoever may watch this video, and I'm speaking to myself. I just feel like I resonate with anybody who's ever had to go through that. I know the bullshit of it, and I know in spite of everything, like, if you push yourself, if you challenge yourself, you can surpass those claims on you that you wouldn't be able to figure that out, whatever you needed to. Hope this video made sense. It was just it was on my mind, what I wanted to talk about today. And that's that.